It has been a hot minute since I've gone live. I haven't gone live in forever. I don't know if you guys can even hear me. I haven't done any of this stuff. Oh, there's a little thing. Okay, you can't hear me. If not, I've got headphones. I forgot to fix my hair before I started this. I should probably find a hairbrush, but that is okay. We are going to be working on a custom blanket today. This was a custom order. Oh, now my hair's all over it. Hold on. It kind of looks like American flag right now. Hold on. It is the corner-to-corner method. So right where my hand is, right here on the bottom, that is the top. So it's like, essentially, it's like this. So obviously this is backwards for me, but this is how the actual blanket looks. This is the top and the blue is the bottom. So the stripes just keep going and going this way until we get to the end. Well, the left corner. When we get to the left corner, that is when we are going to start decreasing. I have lost my hook. So basically I need to, for this part here, I need 34 of these. So basically I'm just going to keep the stripes going and increasing on this side until I get to 34. And then once I get to 34 is when we start doing like more color changes and it gets a bit complicated. That is so loud, my goodness. That is the lightning alarm. Hold on. Literally so loud. Basically we have a pool and they had to install like a stupidly expensive lightning alarm. So whenever lightning is in the general area, the loud siren comes on. And yeah. That's what that is. I have the window open so it was a little louder. The twins are sunbathing. I should probably be using my clothespins for this, but I didn't want to. So, because right now there isn't too many colors going on, so I thought it would be fine. So, how it goes. So, there's 1, 2. This is the only red. 3. So, there's 6 balls of color going on right now, and that's fine. I've got them kind of like scattered. So, like this one, this full skein is for this little bit. And then, like, the other 2 are just, like, tiny balls. Got the white and my little cat thing. Then I got a blue here. And the rest are just full skeins. Because red only has 1 color right now. So, for some reason, red has the least amount of colors. I don't know why. For some reason, white is the dominant color. And then blue is the secondary. And then red is just like happy to be here. It really does look like American flag, but it's not. I think this is the New York Giants, which I'm going to be honest, I didn't think I was going to be able to find a pattern for. Didn't I just detangle this? Oh, it's my cord. Hold on. I thought there would be some type of copyright. So I don't know if I'm just illegally doing this or what, but I found a pattern, I paid for it, and now we're working on it. Okay, that's fixed, okay. Yeah, because anything that's like Disney, Marvel, teams, it's all copyrighted stuff. So sometimes if you find a pattern, it's not like legal, I guess. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to find a pattern, but I found a bunch of them. I'm like, oh, which one do you like? This is going to be huge. It's going to be like a cane or something. And he's like, okay, that's good. I'm like, okay. So how it works is the pattern was divided into like 8 panels, so 4 and 4. So this is panel 1. And once we get to the 34 white squares, that is almost to the end of panel 1. It's still not even panel 1. Like, this isn't even half of panel 1 yet. So, that's going to be pretty big. It's going to be a big design. But it is going to be awesome. I, of course, bought the yarn on sale. I think I got each one of these, for $6. Which isn't bad at all. I pair it with the sale, and then I pair it with my discount. And it works out great. I didn't even realize I could go live on YouTube. I thought I had to have a certain follower count. I did try Twitch, but I wasn't getting anywhere with Twitch. So, and then my internet was bugging out, so I just never tried it again. But I thought I would try YouTube, see if anything would happen. If I was smart, I'd probably go live on Twitch too, simultaneously, but I feel like that's a bit much. I think YouTube has a thing where you can't be on 2 platforms, so I'll give it about 30 minutes. If not, I'll go over to Twitch, see if anything happens over there. I don't even remember if I logged into Twitch. I think I am. But basically, this pattern just is the same for like 30 rows. It does not change. So it's really easy just to like do the stitches really quick. Each color has 4 colors, except for the white at the top. The white obviously is going to have 34 when we get done with it. Like when I get further into the blanket, I am going to have to like roll those onto the clothespins, but for right now, this is good. It's working great. I just didn't see a point in rolling it. It's just much easier to pull from the center. Oh, now it's okay. Because rolling it takes so much time, and then you run out eventually, and then you have to re-roll it. You're gonna have to tie in the knots, the ends, sew those in. Like, it's so much extra work. Because if I'm pulling from the center, I know, hey, I'm not gonna ever run out until obviously the skein's empty. But like for these tiny balls, I made them pretty big. So they probably won't last the whole stripe, but they will last a good little bit. I think the pattern said there was 31,000 squares. And that is a lot of squares, if I'm not mistaken. So basically a square is this right here. Chain 3. And then 3 double crochet. It's basically a square. So there's 31,000 of these. Yep. And then you just slip stitch and chain 3 again. I was trying to figure out This red. The camera doesn't do it justice, of course. Same as this red. Oh, but now I look at it now. This is so soft. I didn't think it was Red Heart. But I don't remember buying Big Twist. I think that is Red Heart. I got rid of all my Red Heart, but it was except for the Red Heart that I was with projects. So anything that was attached to a blanket, I did not touch. I left it as is with its project. Like all my whips, anything like that. If it was using Red Heart, I left it. Just for simplicity stakes. So if and when I ever finish those blankets, I will have the correct yarn. So I went in there to see if I had a second white. Like a second one of these. And I didn't. The only white in my stash is Red Heart white. I'm like, oh. So I went to look at it. I don't know if I got like a bad white or what happened, but that white for Red Heart looks thinner than this white. Looks like it's a 3. And I'm like, wait, what? It can't be a 3. But it looks like really thin, and the white was obviously a different white than this white. Because if you don't know, that Red Heart has like 10 shades of white for some reason. I got a stupidly amount, like a lot of white. So I'm like, okay, guess I have to buy a second skein. So I had the option of doing one of two things. I could either take the white that I just showed you and split it again to a third ball white, or I could just buy another skein. Now, the reason why I bought another skein was for 2 reasons. One, I knew I was going to need it eventually anyways, because this blanket is mainly white. And 2, it was for the bulk of the white. Like, this is the big piece of white right here, the 34. And that was the white that I was going to need. So I knew if I had just attached a simple ball, it would not have worked. And I was going to have to cut it and redo it. And just repeat that process. I'm like, no, it's way too much work. Let me... Hold on. My thing is like tangled in my cord. I need to make my bed. I didn't think about any of this. I just hit the live button. We did laundry yesterday. So, of course we didn't put it away. Why would we do that? Okay, that looks nicer. So, yeah, I was like, that's way too much effort. It's going to cause me just so many tails to weave in. Let me just buy another one. So I did. Well, this gives me, like, I don't know why, but it gives me such American vibes. Like, this colorway. Like, obviously, I know the American flag doesn't look anything like this. But that's just the vibe I get from this. It's really pretty, though. I like it. It's a lot of work with all these color changes, but I know it's going to get a lot complicated further on. For those who are wondering, no, I have not. That's somebody not. I have not worked on any of my blankets or anything. I've just been solely working on amigurumi. I know obviously there wasn't a video today, but I have been working on this blanket. I've been taking it easy. My hand was starting to hurt a little bit, so I've just been not like crocheting. I've been video gaming a lot. I dropped my Switch, so my Animal Crossing game was being a little funny. So I got the corded controller because they were like, if you want the wireless controller Pro Max, it's going to be $60-$80. I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, it's $60-$80. I'm like, no. So I went to Target. And I got the corded controller that was cuter. And it was half the price. I think it was $30, $40, whatever dollars. But the only problem is has to be attached to the Switch. You cannot take the Switch out of the controller, the holster, anything. If you do, it doesn't work. So, which isn't a problem. I'm usually lying in bed anyways playing games. But from where the dresser is, you guys see my room. You know how far away it is. Sometimes I pull the cord a little too much. So my Switch comes forward and the Switch falls out. Well, last night I did that and it hit the floor. And the SIM card, was not affected at all. But I guess it got jostled. So it was acting really weird. But fine. It ended up being okay. Ended up not breaking. It's just like the little SIM card, like the external SIM card that you can put in there. Because the Switch doesn't have barely any room for some reason. So I've started to have to order like the physical copies of the game because they take up less room and memory on the Switch. I'm going to grab my Poppet row counter for this white part. But the only problem is I started a Axolotl, which I thought was going to be small, but it ended up being big. And the row counter is attached to that guy. So I just need to write down what row it's on so I can take it. I was going to do I'm trying to find a use for all my acrylic yarn. Because most of the time I just use acrylic for blankets. So I was thinking maybe headbands. But I'm like, I don't want to do clothes because it's Florida. It's too hot for sweaters and all that. I can't think of anything I want to do except make plushes. So I was thinking, I've seen people use the granny square yarn for like cardigans and stuff. So I was thinking, okay, maybe I would do that. But then I don't want to. Oh, it's a bird. Okay. I don't want to pull all my time away from that. I'm not going to the market this Sunday because last week was a bust and it was just too hot. And so I'm taking a week off. But I'm thinking I want to make some bees, even though I don't like making bees. But bees, oh, what is this? Hot mess. Oh, it's that. Okay. But bees are like a really big seller. What is happening? Oh, lift this carefully. Because I can't exactly like take this ball out because it's got a thing. Okay, did that work? Okay. That should be better. Yeah, I don't know what happened on Sunday, but there was so much foot traffic. It's just nobody was looking at my booth. Nobody was paying attention to me. It's just I had one sale, but for some reason they raised. So last week they charged me $9, and then this past Sunday they charged me $12. So I thought I had broke even because I did sell one item, but then I didn't. I'm like, I was negative $2, which it's whatever. I did close up early because I closed up around 2. You're supposed to technically stay until 4, but it's whatever. So I need to make turtles and bees. The only reason why I don't like making turtles because there's a lot of sewing, but I think I finally found a no sew pattern. There is a really good one out there, but they want you to buy it. And I bought so many patterns lately. I'm like, do I really want to buy another one, But I've been thinking about it. My Etsy isn't actually really doing anything right now. So I was thinking I can make a bunch of not bandanas, headbands. The one that has like that little twist on it. And make them in the rainbow coloration and take a picture of that. I thought that'd be so cute. But I just don't know if they'll sell and I don't want to get stuck with them, I had so many new products for this last Sunday and they just didn't sell because there was no one there. I'm like, oh, why? If somebody was there, like the chunky pumpkin, the chunky chicken, the cat, like those would have sold for sure. Have there been people like walking in my booth? See, the problem is that market is great. I love it. It's consistent, but it's not the right vibe for handmade stuff, which is why the booth price is so cheap. Because when people come in there, they're expecting, like thrifted stuff, antique stuff, new stuff, like all that type of vibes. They're not expecting handmade stuff. Like, I think there's 2 handmade vendors including myself. One sells like handmade cups, and then I sell, obviously, these goodies. But like, there's a large crowd there. There's shoe vendor. There's obviously food vendors, weed. But again, it's all like new. It's all antique. It's all that type of stuff. So I'm kind of in the wrong crowd there. So it's more a hit or miss. Like Fridays are obviously slow. Saturdays and Sundays are prime days to go, but obviously I can't go Saturdays, so it's whatever. Last Sunday I did really, really good. So I thought this past Sunday I would be like, oh yes, we'll do so great. I got lots of inventory, but it was so hot. And I've got a bunch of fans going. I'm in shade. I'm covered. So there was a wall here on my left. I have a tarp on my back. I got a tarp on my right. So it's only the front that's open. And then I have a roof. And then I have 2 fans right here side by side. And I'm in the middle of the fans. I wore shorts. I had a tank top. But it was just too much. So I was feeling sluggish around 2. I had only had the one sale. I sold the mint turtle. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to pack up, Mom. She kind of wanted me to stay, but I'm like, no. I really wanted to start this custom order that I'm working on. Mom's like Christmas for the deadline. And I joked and I said, I don't think it will take me that long. Because, I mean, it's not even September yet. But this blanket is pretty big. It might take me that long. Because the way I was looking at the pattern, so obviously these stripes here go all the way to the bottom left corner. And they'll continue to do that until I start decreasing. So this is going all the way across. This little bit, so I think it was 34. So the 34 is just to get to the circle. So once we get to the circle, there's like, I think 15 more rows until, let me look at it. It's like 15 rows until we actually get done with panel 1. And there's 8. So, hold on. Yeah, 34. Okay. So let's see. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 44, 46, 48, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60. Okay. So once I get done with this little bit, I have 62 rows left in section 1. Panel 1. I think I underestimated this. Like, I knew it was probably going to be like a king size, so that's why I'm using like a smaller hook to try to like dilute it down a bit, but yeah. I think I'm going to do a couple more rows. Like, I'll work on this as long as I'm live, and then I'm going to move on to like bees or something. But I think I'll only stay here 6 more minutes, and then I'll try Twitch and see if that helps. Because I don't think there's anyone here. But that's okay. I have learned you need to keep talking, because if anybody does come in the stream, they are more likely to stay if you are talking. If it is just silence, then they are less likely to stay. Don't know where I read it, but I read it, and that's it. If you want to go follow me on Twitch. Let me mute this site real quick. It's I gotta change that. Skylar Wood 555. I'll see if I can change that. I need to change that to my real name. So yeah, if you don't know, my online name was Skylar Wood because my mom didn't want my real name out there. Because I started YouTubing probably before the age limit. Because I know you have to be a certain age to be on YouTube. I remember starting when I was in college, I think. Like right before college, so I think I was at least 18. But she was very protective. She didn't want my personal name out there. So now that I'm older, obviously we go by my real name now, which is Kimberly. Usually Kim for short. But yeah, that is what happened there. So my Twitch name is Skylar Wood because that is my online name. I don't know if I want to work on this blanket anymore, though. I kind of want to go to the plushies, but I already forgot what plushies I said it. Oh, turtles and bees. Like, bees are kind of like self-explanatory. I don't really need a pattern for those. I do still like to look at the pattern just so I know I'm not messing anything up. But maybe I can make some mini ones. I do have keychains now. I put a gummy bear on a keychain, but unfortunately there was no traction, so they did not get sold. I got business cards now as well, which is nice. I mean, they're not like professional or anything, but they got all my info on them. So that's all that really matters. I gave out a bunch of them, but nobody's like reached out, which is kind of sad, but I feel like you can't even see what I'm doing. But that's okay. I know eventually when they want a custom order, I will be there ready to assist. But for this custom order, they were very lenient, I guess. They didn't really have like strict time frames or anything like that. They're like, whenever you get it done, just let me know. They agreed to pay what I think may be too much money. Mom says it's way too little. So I'm like, okay. You handle the pricing. I will just do the work. You be the brains and I'll be the crocheter. I guess like she'll handle the financial bits and I'll do the rest. So I'm not good at making prices. Most of my stuff, like my plushes, are very cheap. They're like really underpriced. But it's because I get the yarn so cheap that I can make them so cheap to help them sell better. But they are unfortunately not selling. I don't think I even finished the mushy boys. I made a bunch of like mushy tops, but I don't think I finished the bottoms for them. Like I made the tops and I think I started like a bottom of one of them, but I don't think I actually did them for some reason. Kind of, oh, tangled again. Yeah, I kind of haven't been doing any like crocheting since Sunday. Like I've been working on this a little bit, but that's about it. I really wanted to play some video games because I've been so market preppy right now. Been working on that forever. That I hadn't been able to play my games. And I'm like, no, I want to play games. My wrist is kind of hurting now. Starting to hurt. What do you mean I'm off the next 3 days? What am I going to do? Just game all day? That seems so unproductive. Counterproductive? Yeah. Oh, you know what? It's the middle of the day. Maybe that's why nobody's here. It's 2 o'clock, though. I've seen other crocheters on YouTube. They go live at random times, and they always get somebody at least. I am going to go to the restroom real quick, grab a drink, and I will be right back for Twitch. And we'll see if we have better traction over there. If we have better traction over there, I'll stay live longer. But if not, I'll just do 30 more minutes. See how it goes. And with that, I will see you guys later. I don't know if there'll be a video Sunday. We will see. But this is what it is looking like. It is looking beautiful. But yeah, I will see you guys on Twitch over there. Skylyward555. Bye-bye.